Good evening. Today I will be discussing what it is to be a human being. This is for my Intro to Philosophy class. And here we go. It's the first time I'm doing a video of this format, by the way, so whatever happens, happens. It's going to remain on my channel because I'm going to want to see this years down the line. Also, you're welcome to check out any other videos around. They're very different. What it is to be a human being. First, we need to get the biology and a little bit of the chemistry, I guess, out of the way. So, to be a human being is to be a Homo sapiens. We are part of the animal kingdom, in a way, despite the fact that the word animal is normally used as an antonym for human, and contrary to the common biological misconceptions, humans are animals. That would be my dog. That's an animal. Anyway, so the word person is often used interchangeably with human, but, philosophical debate ensues, like this one, as to whether personhood applies to all humans or all sentient beings, and further, if one can lose their personhood, such as going into a persistent vegetative state. So that's essentially what Wiki says. It's not exactly, copy and paste a little bit. I had to get that definition out. 1 second. Okay. So in terms of philosophy and what we studied the past months, Aristotle defines happiness connected to function. So everything in the universe has a function, and a happy human life is one in which we fulfill that function. And then Plato argues that the knowledge of human nature can be reached through dialogue and dialectical method in accordance with the Socratic heritage, so Socrates. And in his philosophy, man can be defined as being capable of rationally answering rational questions by giving rational answers to himself and others, and they can also become a moral subject. Okay, so now that that's out of the way. To me, being a human being is holding the responsibility of surviving and pursuing your goal of happiness and collaborating with others to pursue their goal of happiness. And here's why this space was black over here, because I needed that right there. Oh, brother. Well, I didn't organize this. That's fine. So, universally, there's the Latin phrase, the Latin golden rule, which is what you do not wish to be done on yourself, what you do not do onto others, and it is commonly known as, the golden rule. Anyway, it's up on the screen if you want to pause and read. What is a human being? And then here we have our boy, the Vitruvian Man. That's a person. According to Da Vinci, one of our greatest artists, this would be Aristotle. I believe everybody during that time was either a statue or Plato, a painting. We have our politics. We have our discussions. What separates us from other human beings, from other beings on the planet, is our ability to form societies amongst ourselves. We generate religions. We have had many gods and belief systems, and we have questioned absolutely everything through our scientific and historic research, and still managed to come up short. We fight, we are passionate, we yell, we believe, and we destroy. We are callous. We hurt, we feel sorry, we apologize, we go through the stages of grief, we fall in love, we read, we write, we inspire, we die, and we have all sorts of ceremonies to bury and remember one another, which is why that Viking funeral was up there, because it looks pretty badass, and when I go, that's kind of how I want to go. It's part of the human experience. That would be Harry Potter, who's coming up in just a second. It's gonna make sense. So, anyway, we are as ugly as we're beautiful, And I'm not a prophet, but one day we will create an inhabitable world, and we will die off because this planet does not care about us. Yet we quarrel with one another over who has more importance, money or land. And we fight for power, we fight for protagonism and patriotism, and we are selfish. Yet we help one another. Nature and traveling fascinates us, and we make laws and regulations that help us live, reproduce, and grow even more. Now, going back to the nature fascinates us, Harry Potter is a wizard. He's, fictional, but anyway, he is still fascinated by magic, even in the final film or book, however you chose to, ingest that story. But being a human being is categorically the best tragedy you could ever live through, because we are self-aware when we want to be, and we realize our exact status in nature, and we dominate over it to accommodate ourselves with our cars, our planes, our internet, our heroes like Han Solo, and our movies like Star Wars. And we have a lot of fancy technology that we got because one time we actually left this planet to go to our distant moon, and it took 3 days. 3 days to get there, but we got there. And that's the view. Now, as a human being, if that doesn't get you going, I'm not sure what will, because I get a little emotional looking at this one, especially because it's like the human spirit is absolutely indomitable. We wanted to race each other to go outside of our planet and get to the moon. And in 1969, allegedly, we did it. So that's just incredible to me. But we are sagacious, we are inventive, and we don't fail easily. And even though many of us could be considered lazy, over 5,000 years of written history, some would say 12,000, ballpark, will have you believe that freedom is the single best thing you can ever fight for. We are a tragedy, and we're a comedy. But I love us because I don't know what'll happen tomorrow, and I can hardly remember what happened yesterday. But I look forward to rising and grinding every day. And hopefully you do as well. Cheers to all. This was a great philosophy course. It was a lot of content, but I learned a lot. And I questioned a lot. So I hope to become a doctor in philosophy one day. I don't know if I'll do it, but part-time, I can achieve anything. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.